This week on Carolina All Out.
You can see why people like them so good.
Yeah, that's a big hickory there.
Big hickory, look at that. Oh, there he is. Oh, close to the boat too, what I'm talking about. Yeah, how many times have we said that? Hoop, there he is. It'll be a first for me. I'm excited. Instead of March Madness, we're doing March Shadness.
This is Carolina All Out.
This week, the All Out crew is on the Tar River with Captain Richard Andrews of Tarpam Guide Service, pursuing schools of hickory shad that have moved up the river to spawn each year. Last season, we rolled with Richard and longtime friend and All Out pro staffer, Captain Scooter Lilly, for some trout fishing on the Pamlico. This go-round, Scooter is joining us again, being that he had the rare day off from guiding clients. So why not get in on the fun?
Well, we are on the Tar River today, and I'm going to be fishing with two of my favorite people here in Eastern North Carolina, Richard Andrews, Scooter Lilly. They've been doing this thing down here forever, and I always say you can't lose if you go out with these guys, but we're going to do a little something different today. We're not going for trout, we're not going for striped bass, we're going for shad. The shad that come up these rivers from the ocean every year. It's a great Eastern North Carolina tradition, and we're going to get it done. So I'm going to hop in the boat with them, and let's go on down the river.
The hickory shad is an anadromous species, which means they move from saltwater to freshwater annually to spawn, much like salmon and herring. Hickories and their larger cousins, the American shad, both move up North Carolina rivers each year and have been a favorite target of North Carolina fishermen for both sport and food. Prized for their roe and their flesh, the shad fed native peoples and European settlers in the early years and later created an industry where millions of pounds were caught each year and shipped across the country and from Europe to the West Indies.
Just a slow, steady retrieve is all you want. You don't want anything fancy. You don't really want to jig it for the hickories. I knew Scooter would catch the first one. Well, that's unusual, 3 casts to catch your first shad, but normally it's on the first one.
You can see why people like them so good.
Yeah, that's a big hickory there.
Big hickory, look at that. Look at that fish. And he's got a story to tell. Oh,
yeah, that fish has come a long ways right there. That fish almost looks like it's already spawned. Looks like a female who's already spawned. See how her belly's kind of flat?
Flat, yeah.
Yeah, that's a spawned out female already. She's a little bit beat up. She's got some scratches on her, some scales missing. But that's a nice size one right there. That's a long one.
Yeah,
long and skinny.
Yeah.
So we'll get her back, let her do her thing.
There you go, Scooter.
There you go.
All right, Scooter's hooked up.
Yeah, I just had a bump right there too.
Yeah, I need to get in on that.
Like in our old spot right here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, acrobatic.
Yeah, they are. They are amazing what they are like a little tarpon, that's for sure. How pretty that fish is. Show them those details in that. There's the iridescence in that fish there. It's really pretty.
That's a nice size one right there. That's a long one.
Yeah.
Long and skinny.
Yeah.
So we'll get her back, let her do her thing.
There you go, Scooter.
Alrighty.
All right, Scooter on the board.
All right, we gotta tighten up, Chris.
I know that competition you guys got going on there, right?
More shad fishing action coming up after these messages.
Carolina All Out is brought to you by AgriSupply. It's what's inside. Carolina Cooker Cast Iron Cookware. Tools, cooks, legends. The North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. Go hunt, go fish, go wild. Montgomery Community College. Blaze your trail. And by North Carolina Farm Bureau. Helping you is what we do best. Don't go away. There's more Carolina All Out coming up.
The annual migration of hickory shad are moving up the Tar River, and Captain Richard Andrews has the boat positioned perfectly to present the shad rig to the huge schools of shad that are moving to their spawning grounds.
Just figure you got your special way of doing it.
Yeah, the main thing is just to line up the tail
that straight.
somehow, yeah. Doesn't really matter which way, just so it doesn't swim sideways.
So you're having to basically put this right in front of their nose for them to see it?
Well, the river's about 2 feet on the high side right now. There's one.
Richard?
And so it's changed the bite a little bit. This bank that we normally fish, which is relatively shallow, is a little deeper. So we're having to go closer to the bank, right? But that's part of it. You got to make adjustments and figure it out.
Looks like you got a buck.
Buck, yeah.
All
Little bucky. Yeah, well.
right.
Oh yeah, that's a buck. The way you can tell definitely is by just lightly squeezing their belly, and there'll be a little bit of milk come out right there, and that's a male. So we're gonna keep that fish and cook them for lunch. I'll show y'all how to fry shad properly. So the way you tell the difference between an American and a hickory, they have different scale patterns and a little bit different shaped body. However, like the hickories have a black spot right there, and they've got some light markings through here, and they got these little faint black dots on their scales. But the way you really tell the difference is their jaw. So the lower jaw protrudes past the upper jaw on the hickories. The American shad have a symmetrical bite like that comes together in the same spot. That's always the best way to tell the difference. Perfect.
There we go. That feels a little bit better fish than I had this.
Yeah, things are starting to happen here.
Yeah, they stirred the water up a little bit.
And make some adjustments.
They do fight good. Yeah, I'm sure this is gonna be. I know it's like a little buck, huh? Yeah. I think we're making supper, ain't
Yeah, that's a buck right there. Another buck.
Maybe
So what's that? 3, 4?
Hey,
Oh yeah.
I like now is both of them got this.
That's 5. I'm gonna go ahead and get lunch here. Nobody's gonna be going hungry today.
That's what I like
Pressure's
to hear.
on.
What I like to hear. Let's talk about that bite. Well, you got another one there.
So what you want to do, what I tell my clients to do is not to set the hook, just kind of reel right through the hook set, and then when you get the fish on, then you can bend the rod. That's what I like to do. It tends to work better. If you get real quick on the hook set, a lot of times you'll miss your bite.
Yeah.
When you're fly fishing for them, you strip set versus trout set. You know,
Right.
Trout setting is when you raise the rod real high and set the hook using the rod, but this may be their first good roast shad right here. Let's see. Oop. It's a roast
Yeah,
shad, but
fat,
she
yeah.
ain't that big. We'll look for a bigger one.
All right. Yeah, we're trying here. We found a good little spot. Look at here. Oh man, look at the size of this gal right here. Look at the eggs that she has in her belly, man. We're gonna release her. Guys, you can do this right here on the Tar River and a number of other rivers we have right here in North Carolina with these shad. Stay tuned. More Carolina All Out coming up.
Carolina All Out is brought to you by Farms and Land Realty. Selling land is what we do. Creek Boats, the ultimate in small boating. High and Dry, work hard, play hard, stay dry. The Dixie Deer Classic, the South's premier sportsman's event. OPTIMA Batteries, the ultimate power source. And by Thorn Broadheads, the world's most accurate broadhead. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Carolina All Out.
The Tar River is showing off with a strong shad bite, and Captain Richard Andrews is proving he's done his homework as he keeps the boys in the fish.
Oop, there he is. Oh, close to the boat too,
there
what
he
I'm
is.
talking about. Yeah, how many times have we said that? Oop, there he is. And you know, you don't really get tired of this. I mean, look at this fish. Look at this. This is crazy. That's how nice. A fish with a story to tell. Well, let me say that again. A fish with a story to tell, because that fish has been a long ways to get to here and done it numerous times more than likely, because they got to go to the ocean to live. They'll go north up to Canada, and then here they are in our southern rivers on the Tar River right there. Very cool. Very, very cool fish there. Very neat. All right, we want to turn this one loose. Off we go. So we just moved up to the mouth of the creek, and now we're coming back, we're holding here, and Richard is controlling some things. So Richard, what is the strategy we got going on
Well,
here?
you can either anchor in a spot or you can drift. And sometimes if you're anchored and the fishing's not as hot as you need it to be, you can pull your anchor up and drift fish down the river. I do that a lot. Of course, getting in, a really hot spot and sitting there on anchor is kind of your goal, but it's just fun to mix it up. And sometimes you learn where these fish like to sit by drifting down the river. There he is. Right where he should have been.
Got one too?
Man, they're all on that bank, just everywhere. I mean, this doesn't even matter. See, this just goes to show it doesn't. You ain't got to stay in one spot to catch them. There's a fryer. I think we got enough of those on.
Ooh, just got hit. Giving it a fit.
About all you want on that rod.
That's all I want. Yeah, look at here. Woo, man. Another shad. How about that? Just a cool fish. Just got a story to tell. Been from a long ways away. That is cool. All right, here we go. Whoop. Trying to make a nice clean break, but
That one didn't. That one ate it. Big hickory. Gosh.
that's a good one there.
Oh. Sometimes you get one like that, it just bulldogs you, and then you get them up there, and it's a little male about that long. You're like,
Yes.
how does that even happen?
knows how to play that current, right?
That's not a small one there.
No, that's
they
a
don't
good
get a
one.
whole lot bigger than that. I have caught a few
mean, look
bigger,
at that
but that's about as big as they get there, y'all.
Beautiful fish. Look at that thing. I mean, just a big handful and just beautiful colors on it. Thing's alive and ready to go.
Ready to spawn.
Ready to spawn. That's neat.
The spawn is on.
I like it. We're just having too much fun, ain't we, boys? Oh, a jumper.
Nice.
And look at the colors. I can't get over sometimes just how beautiful these fish are. So I don't want to get hung up by my other lure there, so we'll get him in the boat here. Look at this. Another good old Tar River shad. How about that? I tell you what, it's getting about lunchtime, ain't it?
I think we're ready for the spread.
Yeah, from what I understand, and I've been thinking about this all morning long since Richard's told me he's got the deal going up. And look, we're going to be using our Carolina Cooker gear, which really always excited about that. But Richard's bringing out all this extra stuff for us. So we're going to throw this guy back. We got a bunch in the cooler, and we're going to go do some lunch here. You ready? Hot dog, I'm ready.
Carolina All Out is brought to you by Browning Trail Cameras, Central Carolina Kayak Fishing, Bear Creek Arsenal, Hunterbuilt Customs, and by CWW Inshore Charters. From the mountains to the coast, there's more Carolina All Out to come.
All right, so while the boys are getting everything ready, we're gonna start getting this grease ready. There it is. That's always a good sound, ain't it? Very comforting sound when you're out camping. Ain't this great? Got a nice little easy packable. We packed the tank, the frying pan, the burner, and everything else all in this one little milk crate right here. Easy to pack away in the boat, easy to pack away in your truck. We love this kind of thing, and AgriSupply carries Carolina Cooker brand. It is some really great stuff. It's tough, it's ready to go whenever you need it, and it is a North Carolina tradition, and why wouldn't we do this with something from North Carolina? We've got everything ready to go right here. We're gonna go over to where the boys are working on the fish right here and see how Richard is doing these shad here. Let's see, what you got going on here, Richard?
Well, we've already cleaned this one, so I'm scoring it real close together.
So these are hard fried.
Yep, you're gonna fry them a little longer than you would normally, just to make sure the bones is off.
Well, this is the process that's gonna go on for a bit. In the meantime, I'm gonna be getting the grease nice and hot, and these boys will keep it going. We got a production line going. We're gonna be eating here pretty quick. Yes, this is gonna be good, I can assure you. I can already tell. 160 and climbing all the time, so we're gonna be there before you know it. This is great.
Get all the water off, most of the water off of them, get them a little bit dried out.
Mm-hmm.
You could soak them in buttermilk, but we're just gonna throw them right in the breader today. Man, I'm getting hungry just looking at this.
Oh, I'm telling you, the smell is like, And we're just using vegetable oil. Got a decent flash point. Peanut oil has obviously a higher flash point. We're cooking these at about 380, a little bit hot, above that 350 range that everybody talks about, and about a 1/4 inch of oil in here. That way, when you start putting fish or anything else in it, it's gonna raise that level. So 1/4 inch gets it up, sometimes just above half of the fish, or half of, in this case, the eggs. And that's plenty when you flip it back over. It's got a nice even cook on both sides, so nothing wrong with that.
I'd say they're probably getting there, don't you think?
Oh yeah, they're coming out now. It'll be a first for me. I'm excited. Look at that. Now you got to remember, we're not taking the bones out of these fish. These fish are whole. And so you're starting to see now that the grease has cooking through, and this, where we scored the meat is now all the way through. I know this, I'm not from Eastern North Carolina, but I know this because I've been down here enough. They call it cremated. I mean, they are cooking them hard, and that's what we're doing right here with these. We're cooking these shad hard to get them to that place where the bones are cremated. The bones are basically disintegrated. This is, I mean, what a treat, right? What a treat.
Yep, that's exactly what we want. That's the way we want them right there.
Breaking up.
Dark and crispy and firm.
Yep. Oh, look at them tails sticking out. Nature's tater chips. And we love and praise you in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
What a meal. Meal
Spread,
fit for a king. Oh, that's nice. I appreciate this, Richard. This is awesome. This is awesome.
You're welcome, Chris. Hopefully you'll like the shad.
Oh, I know I will. I like fish about any way you can cook it or not cook it. Well, nice meat now. I come from a long line of whole fish eaters. All right, boys, we got another batch. Let me tell you what, guys. This has been a fantastic day of fishing here in Eastern North Carolina, fishing with two of the best guides that I could ever think of going with. If you want to do this type of fishing, to catch these type of fish, then you need to reach out to Tarpam Guide Service or CWW Inshore Charters and let those guys take you on a nice adventure. I'm just calling it a nice adventure because it's such a nice thing, but it is a bit of an adventure out here doing this, isn't it?
Every day's an adventure.
Guys, I'm Chris Douglas signing off for Carolina All Out. And remember, our state is your next adventure. Awesome.
Daisy.